The member from Toronto Danforth.
Speaker, my question to the Premier. Today, legal experts came to Queen's Park and told Ontarians that the Liberal plan to privatize Hydro One probably isn't legal. Public sector workers who believe in public ownership have made it clear they're going to fight the Liberals in court on this. Can the Premier tell Ontarians whether she's planning to wage a long, expensive legal battle with public money, or is she going to change the laws of the land just so she can privatize Hydro One, leaving Ontarians with higher bills?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the people of Ontario, the government is Hydro One's sole shareholder. And as with a shareholder, the province has the right to broaden the ownership of Hydro One, and following the lower court decision in 2002, the government passed legislation that amended the Electricity Act that clarified its position. And the Electricity Act of 1998 is amended to repeal Section 48.1 and replace it with Section 49.1, which authorizes the minister to acquire, hold, dispose of, and otherwise deal with securities of debt obligations of or any interest in Hydro One on behalf of its subsidiary or on a subsidiary. So finding ways to generate revenue to help Ontario invest in its long-term infrastructure needs is badly needed for highways, transit, projects like Ring of Fire and other things that we must replace.
Answer.
This, Mr. Speaker, is an opportunity to realize on the true potential of Hydro One, to reinvest those assets where necessary, and we're doing it legally. And
Thank you. Supplementary.
Speaker, again to the Premier, I want to read something from the legal opinion released today. Experts say, quote, there are grounds to challenge a decision by the Minister of Energy to sell securities, debt, or any provincial interest in Hydro One as being an unreasonable or irrational exercise of the Minister's discretion under the Act. And according to these experts, selling 60% of Ontario Hydro's distribution assets would actually reduce the province's income by $133 million per year. The Premier's plan is irrational. It's bad for families and businesses. It's bad for economic growth. It's bad for energy conservation and a green economy. And it will actually mean less money for investments in hospitals, schools, and roads. Will the Premier pull the plug on this unreasonable and irrational plan?
Thank you. Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you. Minister of Finance.
Minister of Energy.
Mr. Speaker, this particular issue has been raised over the course of the last day or so, and in every single case the so-called legal opinion has said may or might be illegal, Mr. Speaker. And the critic on the other side, Mr. Speaker, talks about the plan that we have. Mr. Speaker, there's no plan that's been put out there. We have a concept we've been working on, Mr. Speaker. There's no particular plan. There's no details upon which any lawyer can make an opinion based on not having seen what we're going to be doing. Mr. Speaker, we're broadening the ownership in Hydro One. Mr. Speaker, we're limiting other shareholders to less than 10% if we go forward with any deal, Mr. Speaker. The ratepayer will be protected. The taxpayers of Ontario will be protected, Mr. Speaker, and it will be done legally, properly, on behalf of the people of Ontario.
Thank you.